Hey beauties, morning to you. So, I'm listening to the news. I was listening to the news. I listened to the news. Let's just use the correct tense. ING, they often said it's something that is presently happening. So I listened to the news. And at a time when I was listening to the news, or when I listened to the news, the reporter, was interviewing a particular man who was saying that breakfast for the KPH patients were not coming on time. Even when it's 10 o'clock, it has not come. And, based on the different illness they may have, some people have lifestyle diseases or chronic illnesses that they would call diabetes, hypertension. There are people who I know who are hypertensive and they have to eat at a certain time to take the tablet because, the pressure will go up and then what can happen. And if you're diabetic, what can happen also if they don't eat on time to take their medication. And I know with some of these public institutions that they outsource food providers for the people. They were mentioned. From Wapikil, Philip, I've often heard that hospital food isn't nice. It doesn't taste good. So I don't think the people are expecting caviar, and when I say caviar, I don't mean the actual. I'm talking about something that is probably or tasty, some lobster meal, and although I remember once having lobster, it wasn't good, or something just that's delightful, that is delicious, because you're catering to quite a number of people. So, and unfortunately, we live in a world where people don't follow the part B of the first commandment, loving thy neighbor as thyself, treating people the way you want to be treated. We look for the cheapest, inexpensive way, because we always have this cry, we don't have enough money. But it's more than that. We don't treat people the way we want to be treated or we expect to be treated. Certainly. So, as they would say, you're not going to get the creme de la creme in terms of the hospital food. That is unfortunate. It is a sad state of affair that, we are like that as human beings. We look for the cheapest because we say we're being cost effective and we don't have enough money, especially with a non-profit organization called government. I need to do a talk on that. That's definitely a fallacy. What the powers that be that governs this, you have to put yourselves in the shoes of the persons. You have to ask yourself, what if I were in their shoe? How would I feel? One man had indicated that sometimes traffic slows them down and whatever it is. And you say to yourself, but when we look at some of the establishments, the profit-making establishments, sometimes these places that provide food, they have to be there, I'm told, some of them even from 3 o'clock in the morning to cook. So in other words, the people who are preparing the food, for the patients, they still have to be paid. I'm sure that this is not done free. They have to be paid. So since they're being paid, I'm sure that they should be, I'm hoping that they would have been held accountable in terms of the timing to get the food prepared. Even if you have persons working on shift and then getting it out to the people on time. And the only way they can understand is if, for example, they become ill, whether you're going to a high, an elite type hospital or just a little, we don't really want to say Friars one that may not necessarily take good care of people, and you need food and somehow anything can happen, your food is not prepared, you need to take the medication. You can just imagine the torment and the turmoil that you'll be going through in not getting to eat so that you can take whatever medication is required, whatever medication is necessary. I just don't understand us as a people. We don't prioritize. Always prioritize where people are concerned. They're your best assets. Put yourselves in the position that what if it were me? Until we start to ask those questions and really meditate on it, then we will begin to understand. We won't make these things. And now I can understand if one day something goes wrong, because nothing is perfect. Or 1-2 days intersperse. It's sparsing. It is not near. I can understand that. And you call them and you say, "Guy, I'm really sorry that they're late and whatever it is," and you find a way to, help them in another way where they don't get worse. Food is the staff of life, as they say it is. Food. Because with all of these medication, even the ones that they tell you don't need to eat, your body still has to have some level of food. Whether it's in liquid form or solid form, you have to have food above the medication. I'm tired of hearing of these government entities being treated like, like a dog on the road, a mange dog, a dog filled with mange. I'm tired of it. You're talking about people's lives. God will hold us accountable. That is one of the things. Sometimes people wonder why some things happen to them in life, It is a fact that they did not do what they're supposed to do where other people are concerned. And to whom much is given, much is required. To whom much is given, much is required. You're dealing with the lives of people. You have to make it a priority, just as how you make the lives of your own children a priority. You ensure that they eat on time. You ensure that they generally go to school on time. They go to bed on time. They bathe on time. Or take a shower, have a bath, whatever you want to call it, on time. Do the same for other people. Do the same for other people. Hold them accountable. Said, let this never happen again. The man says, I heard when the man said in 2 weeks, it should be back to, in 2 weeks? But how you know that they're going to be living in 2 weeks' time? So they have to sit down and wait 2 weeks for late food. And then when the medication is not taken on time, their problem worsens. It is like saying a man commits a serious crime and 2 weeks later you'll go and look for him. I don't know how else to put it to you. That's how it comes across. Like a human being commits a heinous crime and they say, can't bother yet. No, yeah, man. 2 weeks I go and look for him. 2 weeks time we go and start to do the search and hunt. You better pray him not get a ticket and go on a Timbuktu. Lord have his mercy, Percy. I don't even know what to say. This country is absolutely amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I'm wondering if there's anything that is not difficult and dire when we're dealing with our country. Everything is just, you notice when people are there, they're stressed, they're frustrated, they're huggish. Everything is just awful. I have never seen a 1 week straight in this country where is something blissful. Something blissful for the people of Jamaica. I've never ever seen that, experienced that. Something blissful. It is just one mayhem after the next. Every single day you can expect something different to happen in the negative in our country. And a predominant part of it is because we allow it. There's no proper leadership, no proper accountability. Nobody's held accountable. Why nobody look for even murderers and these? You know, make sense, because somehow wanna really were out there not different, You're not really different from them that are in the probably most of us would have a better chance of the ones who are locked up to be out. Because since a lot of the killings are reprisal or it is direct, in other words, it's people who have done them wrong. So, them not gonna trouble nobody else. They follow like that cartel mentality. Leave the women and children, leave innocent party alone. It is a sad state of affair. It is a sad state of affair in our country. First you hear no beds, it overpopulated, no machinery, like the ventilators, the food not coming on time. And you must have an understanding. Talk to people who are hypertensive unless you are. I know if people who are hypertensive, they have to take their medication at a certain time to take their tablets, or it's pandemonium. Diabetics, probably worse. Maybe at least with the hypertensive one, if them feel like the pressure coming on or something, they probably can, and they don't have to eat. Maybe they can drink some garlic tea or coconut water or something of the sort to kind of, reduce it until they get something to eat. Diabetics, it's probably not like that. And other illnesses that we don't know of. Some of them who have some viral infection. You know how you can't take some of these antibiotics without eating, or it's pandemonium to your stomach walls, to your gut, to your system. Powers that be who govern these things, you have to be more efficient and effective. You're dealing with lives, the most important creatures and beings on the earth. Put yourselves in their positions. That's the only thing I can tell you, because I don't know. It seems as if you're not getting it. Put yourselves in their positions. Sometimes someone wonder why family members are dead bad because I want to do to people. You think whatever. Don't be fooled. God can never be mocked. Whatever man or woman sows, you're going to reap. So you treat people badly, you're there, but it comes at an inopportune time. You could have money till them bail you in it. God no joke, him no player. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of God. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube